Welcome to St. Lucie Public Schools Transportation Department, Employee Training and Development. The purpose of this training is to outline the expectations of when you are called for a random drug or alcohol test. If you would like more information on this policy, you can access it on the SLPS website, or you may speak with an administrator or your direct manager. This is a drug-free workplace. The school board believes that quality education is not possible in an environment affected by drugs. It will seek, therefore, to establish and maintain an educational setting which meets the requirements in the Drug-Free Workplace Act. In compliance with the Act, the board prohibits the manufacture, possession, use, distribution, or dispensing of any controlled substance, including alcohol, by any member of the district support staff at any time while on district property or while involved in any district-related activity or event. Any staff member who violates this policy shall be subject to disciplinary action up to and including termination. St. Lucie Public Schools Board Policy PO 1124.01 Drug and Alcohol Testing. The purpose and intent behind this policy: employees must be fit to safely perform their duties. Protects the safety of staff, students, and the public. Maintains drug and alcohol-free workplace, and all testing follows federal and state laws. Prohibited acts: no possession or use of alcohol or illegal drugs while on duty. No reporting to work under the influence. No misuse of prescription drugs. And violations may result in immediate termination, even if it's your first offense, and possible loss of workers' compensation eligibility. Random testing is conducted for employees covered under the DOT and applicable laws. Selection is randomly done by a computer-generated program, and testing is conducted periodically throughout the year. Drug and alcohol testing is required in the following situations: when there is reasonable suspicion, when follow-up drug testing is appropriate, when the employee is in a safety-sensitive position, including driving school district vehicles, when testing is required by state or federal law or regulation, and when a candidate applies for employment. You will be contacted when chosen for a random drug or alcohol test. You are required to report directly to where you are instructed. And remember, you can be called to report to any compound. Samples are taken on-site at a compound or at a local medical facility. You must remain on-site until you are called for your testing, and you will need to follow all instructions given at the time of testing. Professionalism is expected at all times. This is a required process. Disrespect or argumentative behavior towards the lab technicians or the safety team will not be tolerated. Report as directed, follow instructions, complete your test, and you may return to duty. For purposes of this policy, reasonable suspicion drug testing means testing based on clear, observable facts and reasonable judgment that an employee may be in violation of drug and alcohol policy. Examples of reasonable suspicion are direct observation of drug and alcohol use or signs of impairment, unusual or erratic behavior or a decline in the work performance, credible reports from a reliable source, evidence tampering with drug or alcohol test, any involvement in a workplace accident, and evidence of drug-related activity, whether that is the use of, possession of, sale of, or distribution of. And remember, reasonable suspicion testing applies to all employees within the district. Here are some common questions and answers. Question: I already had a doctor appointment scheduled. I can't miss it, otherwise they're going to charge me. Random testing is mandatory. If you do not report as instructed, you will be placed under review for termination of employment. Question: can I go to my appointment and then come back for the test? No, you must report as directed. Question: I don't have to use the bathroom. Can I go to lunch and come back? I'll take the test then. No, you must remain on site until your testing is completed. Question: who selects employees for random testing? The selection is made through a random computer-generated process. Question: what happens if I refuse to take the test? A refusal is treated the same as a positive result and may result in termination of employment. Will I be paid for testing? Yes, you will. However, it is processed from the district office. Transportation does not input time for drug and alcohol testing. You will be paid a total of 30 minutes for drug and alcohol testing. In case you missed it, let's review. Drug and alcohol testing is a condition of your employment. Refusal to adhere to the drug and alcohol testing policy will result in termination of employment. You must report as directed and follow all instructions given. You must remain on site until you have completed your test. The reasonable suspicion policy allows an employer to conduct drug and alcohol tests. A positive drug or alcohol test will also result in termination of employment, even if it's your first offense. If you would like more information on this policy, you can access it on the St. Lucie Public Schools website and look up Board Policy PO 1124.01. All staff will be held accountable to meet all the expectations set forth by the Transportation Management Team. Failure to meet these expectations may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. Thank you. Your training is now completed. Remember, if you have any questions about this training or any other training, please speak with your immediate manager. Please proceed to the quiz.